Hey, what's up, everybody, man? It's Marcus Hayes. Marcus Hayes Speaks. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, we are talking about chapter 2. Hit the like, share button for your boy. Subscribe if you have not already. Yo, today I got something special, man. We're talking about chapter 2 of the book, which is talking about submission. But before we go into it, my kids are here. Come here.
Yeah.
It's Junior.
Hi.
And it's Layla. Layla is 10. Junior, how old are you?
3.
3. Junior will be 4 in 2 weeks. So, yeah, I got the kids today, and we're going to talk about chapter 2. Junior, stop making that face. And chapter 2, man, is really talking about submission. And I want to talk about that because if you read the book, you'll see that it's very easy for us to choose God, but it's hard for us to submit to God's ways, right? So we can acknowledge God. We can say, hey, I believe that there's a God. I believe that, he has to exist because of how the world is made, what I see in the world. But after choosing God and even being baptized, it's hard to submit. We see that in today's world. Some people will believe in God, but they don't necessarily want to follow God's ways. And in the book, what I use is Jesus, as you know, right after Jesus gets baptized, he is led into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil, right? Right. So what does that mean? That means that he submitted to God and the way that God told him he had to go, right? What do you think about submission, Layla?
That you have to trust God and you have to obey God.
Yep, trust and obey God. What are you thinking, Junior?
I think.
What about submission? What do you think? What do you think about submitting yourself to God?
I think I be good and listen to God and listen what He say when you pray.
Right. So Junior said something very good. He's important. So did Layla. They basically said you have to obey. So watch what happens to Jesus. There's this verse that I use specifically if you're in a spiritual attack. I need you to know something. There's a lot of verses in the Bible that talks about the spiritual attack, right? And in those spiritual attacks, what it's saying, and I'm going to use this verse right now, which is James 4, verses 7. James 4, verse 7 says, submit yourself unto the Lord, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. What does that mean? Yo, God has given us a specific order to how we ought to fight the devil. He's given us an actual equation to defeat the enemy. Watch what the first in the beginning of the text says. It says, submit yourself unto God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Daddy.
Yes, son.
Lila wanna write.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. So, resist yourself, submit yourself unto God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. The first thing you're going to have to do is submit yourself to God. This means you're going to have to agree with whatever he says. Even right now, if you're being attacked, you're going to have to agree that God knows what he's doing by allowing you to be attacked. Junior, listen. So, in the book, submission, I use this play on words, and the words that I use are submission, right? So what I want to let you know and inform you is that both spirits have a mission that they need you to sub to. What does sub to mean? That you need to bow down to, that you need to agree to. That you're going to have to agree with the mission of God, or you're going to have to agree with the mission of the devil. Whatever that is, they do not just come to you just to be still. They actually have a mission for your life. God has a plan for your life, so does the devil. And you're going to have to not only make a choice, but you're going to have to agree with the mission, which means submission means simply you're going to have to agree. Right? And who do we agree to?
We agree God.
We agree to God. That's right. Yo, they really want a YouTube channel. I may get them one. I don't know. But so that's what it is. And chapter 2, man, is really, really simple. Remember, I talked to you about this is a simple 5-step, easy read for you to understand what you're going to have to do. Right? So in your submission, I need you to get this. Number one, you're going to have to understand that you're going to have to submit yourself to the God. You're going to have to resist the devil. Resisting means staying away from, ignoring, right? You're going to have to ignore negative thoughts. You're going to have to ignore the negative presence. You're going to have to resist the mission that is being presented to you by the devil. Don't submit to it. And eventually, he will flee from you because you're not going to be in agreement with him. You're going to make your choice for God to occupy your vessel. You're going to submit to God by saying, God, whatever you say I have to go through, your will is better than mine. Therefore, I submit to it. In Isaiah, it talks about your thoughts are not my thoughts. Your ways are not my ways. Man, listen to that. God's ways and his thoughts are much higher than ours. So we cannot try to approach this spiritual warfare with our own intuition, with our own understanding. We must rely on God. And submitting to God gets us there. Ain't that right, Junior? Ain't that right? He's holding the book. He's been reading the book, right? Yeah? You like the book?
Yeah, look.
Whose book is that?
I'm Daddy.
That's Daddy's. Yep.
Wait, Daddy.
What's up, man?
That's you.
Yep, that's me. So yeah, so that's chapter 2, and we're talking about submission. Remember, like, share. That's a quick version of this. I had my kids. It's been a minute since I recorded it. I made a video since chapter 1, but I need you to understand the importance of the steps. Number 1, you're going to have to choose. Jesus does this by being baptized. If you have not been baptized,
Daddy.
please get baptized. Not only by water, but with the Holy Spirit. By asking the Holy Spirit to occupy your vessel. Number 2, you're going to have to submit to God. There's going to be ways and things that God tells you to do that you're not going to necessarily understand why he's telling you to do that. So you're going to have to agree with what he's telling you to do. Yes, son?
Is it gonna be me and you and Layla?
Yeah, me, you, and Layla in the video. So you're going to have to actually submit to God and the Spirit of God what he tells you to do. I remember in my spiritual attack when I was going through all this, God told me that I had to leave Nashville and come to Huntsville. Now the issue with that is that I had to leave my family and come by myself before my family could come. That was hard for me to do. That was hard for me to agree to. I had a son, I had a daughter, I had a wife, and you're telling me to come to a place and do your will, your work. Not yet. When you get older. So he actually led me to Huntsville, Alabama, where I had to go to school and enroll, where I had to be at a church to be active in, where I'm the young adult pastor there. God had to give me something to submit to. After I chose him and said, I submit, I agree and submit to your will and your way, he led me to Huntsville. It took 6 months for my family to come and be with me. He brought my family to me in Huntsville, but I had to submit. I had to agree with the path that he said that was over my life. Hey, submit to God. I know it's hard. I know that it's that you may be going through something that you don't understand, and God may be even leading you into a place where you are not comfortable. But submit, agree with the almighty power of the one who is all-knowing. He knows the beginning from the end. He knows where he's leading you. He knows where he is taking you. And you're going to have to agree with the way that he says you have to get there. So that's it, man. That's chapter 2, submission. That's a quick, brief recap of what I went through and things that I went through, man. My introductions is in the book. Go to Amazon.com and get the book. It is available. You can go to marcushayes.org. Check out my website where you can invite me to come preach at your church or Bible study, whatever. I am available. Ain't that right, kids? Y'all got anything y'all want to say before we get out of here?
Bye.
Bye. Layla says bye. MJ says bye. Next video we're going to talk about is chapter 3, where it says identify your attack. That's in the book. Yo, peace out, y'all.
Well, can I do it?
Peace, peace, peace.